Whew, I mean, it felt amazing. Honestly, I think everybody tonight stepped up huge. We showed we could play with anybody in the country tonight.
You came in first quarter and came in with a lot of energy. What was just kind of your mindset?
I know last game I didn't do too well, so honestly, just taking that like toughness. We talked about that a lot, toughness, and then executing on that and really staying up on that. That was my biggest thing tonight. And then my teammates, they made shots. I'm hyped for them, and it just kept going the whole game.
Bugs 15 in the first half. Did it just seem like things were rolling your way?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Big bugs.
But yeah, like I said, my teammates, they got me open. They saw me, so yeah.
Sarah, how much did y'all not want Texas to clinch it against you guys?
Every night we try to go out and play against no matter who it is. It's not just Texas. But, tonight was special, and now we carry it over going into Saturday.
What was the difference between the game in Waco and this game?
Our fight. We fought to the very end. We fought to the clock hit 0-0. But I think the biggest thing I saw was growth. When they went on the run, you never saw us once get down. We picked each other up. We stuck together the whole night.
Well, it's no secret you guys were a little undersized coming into this, but you guys handled that to perfection, really. Whenever they would dump it in the post, you guys would double team them and get a steal. How big was that today on the defensive side?
I mean, we worked on that a lot. We knew we were going to be undersized in the post, but honestly, just working on what we did in practice and bringing it to the game and executing it was just our biggest thing. So.
How big were the minutes from like Kyla and Erica?
Oh my gosh, big. They stepped up. They stepped up when they got in the game, and it was just big for us. So yeah.
Sarah, do you feel like that Ariana kind of set the tone?
She was on fire. She was on fire. I mean, our freshmen are honestly, they're special. And I think tonight, Bugs grew a lot. She stepped up. She knocked down big shots. She carried us over going into halftime. And I think we just fed off her energy and wanted to come out and keep fighting.
Sarah, a few weeks ago, you're up double digits late, falling overtime. Tonight, up double digits. What was different those last few minutes down the stretch to finish it off and get the win?
I just kept saying, hey, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes. We just got to keep fighting till that clock hits 0-0. We cannot lay down no matter what it is, up 10, up 2. We got to keep fighting till the clock hits 0-0.
We had no turnovers. That's why.
Ariana, did you feel like some of the air went out of them when Shannon Gonzalez got 2 fouls so clear?
Hey, honestly, I'm not even sure. I was just out there. We played defense. We executed. I mean, we stayed with it. Honestly, whoever went out, if somebody came in, we knew our assignment. We executed on it.
Did they seem out of sync all night because of y'all's defense?
I just think we just executed. I don't know. I don't even know how to say this. I don't think they weren't prepared for our fight. I feel like when we came in hard, tough, then that was just our biggest thing.
Sarah, it seems like you have a kind of a relationship with Lori. Where do you know her from, and what's that like playing against her?
I met Roy through AAU. She's an amazing player, great guard. She's somebody I enjoy playing against because I'm going to get her best and she's going to get my best. It's a fun matchup. And, just to see her grow through this league is amazing because she's an awesome player, and I wish her nothing but the best.
Thank you.
Guys.
Yeah, coach. Looking for anybody wearing green in the crowd that could get you about 3 fouls?
It felt a little desperate. I'm not gonna lie, but it's not like they weren't a little banged up too. I mean, I thought Gaston, whatever she did, she was limping a little bit. So when she had to come back in, she didn't look fully healthy. I think even Taylor Jones, that was a lot of minutes for her. So it was about us just like wearing them down, and it wasn't like we were subbing a lot, but when we didn't foul, we were pretty good, and started the game, and I didn't know if we'd ever get a defensive rebound. I mean, I felt like they had 11 offensive rebounds before we could blink, but I thought we really battled as the game went along and settled into, even though we only played a little bit of zone, we took our man and played a little more zone-like principles and just tried to stay and flatten them out and then tried to make them make jump shots over us. Rory's certainly capable, but when you look at the end of the day and she's 5 for 18 and she's taking 4 threes, kind of what you were wanting happened because we wanted them to not get 2-footers in the lane. We certainly didn't want to give up threes to Gonzalez and clean looks for Holly, but I don't know what Morris's status is long term, but I think obviously we've felt that all season. We've felt they've had injuries, we've had injuries, and we're just kind of grinding with the bodies we have. I mean, I'm not sure he usually plays Khadijah Faye at the 3, but there was a stretch where, they didn't have Amina Muhammad at the 3. They had 3 bigs at the. So I mean, you just kind of have to go with what you've got. And for us, that was Kyla. And then I thought when Kyla picked up kind of a dumb foul, like I went to Erica and gave her a go. And I thought she battled. She was a little lost with some of our schemes, but I thought she played really, really hard. And that's what we needed. We needed someone that just was going to play hard.
It was loud in the locker room.
It was loud.
Well, just now in the locker room.
Oh.
What was that message?
Okay, so anyone who knows me knows like I'm a detail person. Pregame is about reminding them of the details, reminding them of the game plan, and we usually show some personnel clips. And today, we kind of basically the key to the game was we've got to be tougher than them. We've got to be tougher than them. We got to be tougher on the boards. We got to get the ball to the paint. We got to make good decisions when we get the ball to the paint. We got to be tough. We know Texas is tough. Like naturally, it's what he teaches. It's how they play. And so there wasn't a lot of like X's and O's. It was more my best version of a pregame speech to get them excited to play. And so I think it was about us celebrating that. I mean, the one thing Vic told me when he shook my hand was, you guys were the tougher team today. And that made me really proud because it's all we talked about. Toughness, toughness, toughness. We've got to battle. Our little guards got to battle their big guards. Their guards had 9 offensive rebounds when we played them the first time. So we knew that we had to keep their guards off the board just as much as we had to keep their posts. And so, in the lineup they play is actually a better offensive rebounding team than even when Morris plays. So, I just was really proud of them. I thought they battled all night long. They did what they had to do. And you talked about why we didn't give up a late game lead, because we slowed it down and we executed. And when we got an offensive rebound, we kicked it out and we ran clock and we executed it. We didn't turn the basketball over. That's what we did to lose the lead against OU. We turned the basketball over. We didn't turn it over tonight. When they pressed, we handled the press, which wasn't often. But we just slowed it down, made good decisions, and took care of the basketball. 12 turnovers against Texas is unbelievable because we've had a problem with turnovers. So to take care of the ball and have one of our lowest turnover games in Big 12 play against a team like Texas, that says a lot about our kids and how they competed today.
Was there any fear of repeating that end of the game against OU or the ending down the stretch against Iowa State, or did it just feel different in the huddle down the stretch tonight?
This team doesn't know the difference. I just really simplified. We didn't get creative offensively. I called Horn 47 times in the second half. We wanted Taylor Jones and ball screens. We wanted to play downhill and then make reads. And so we just kept it simple. And I think that was effective for us. I think that, we made some big shots. I thought Bugs carried us early, and I thought Sarah Andrews was unbelievable late. She hit big shots. I thought Jaden's 3 was big. I thought Jamie's 3 was big. I just think us making good decisions when we touched the paint was really special. We've played so many. I was telling the team before the game, we're tied nationally in games against top 25 teams. And I'm not telling you what our record was in those games, but I know. But it's not like we haven't played in front of great environments, and that was a great environment. I don't know if it was 10,000, but when they got loud, they got really loud. So we've played in good environments against really good teams, and we're battle tested that way. I'm not saying we've come out the right end all the time, but it's not because we didn't schedule well, or schedule a challenging schedule. So I just think that there's like not a fear of that, and I just told them to embrace it, to make it fun. Like, I know that the season is a grind and everyone's banged up at this time of year, and you can get nervous, but are you nervous but excited? Because that's two really great teams playing, and a great season for our league. Like, we don't get the national respect that the men get, but we need to. We have a lot of teams in the top 50 in the net, and there's just no quit even in the teams that are near the bottom. And so, I just think the league has been a grind all year. And because of teams like Kansas and Texas and OU and Kansas State and Iowa State and you name it, West Virginia, who we still have to play. So, we didn't want to get swept.
Nikki, you talk about that Texas fight, but Baylor fight was on full display today. What does that say about this team and their ability to play with the best of the best?
I think we've proven it all season long. Like, I've said it in every press conference I've been in. We're not talented enough to not show up and give everything we've got and to be on task and know our assignments and execute. Like, we can't just show up, and just be more talented and be deeper and be all these things. But I think we're talented enough to beat anyone. And I think when they believe and they compete and they know their scouts and they do what we ask them to do, I think we can win against anyone. And so I just think that's been the nature of our season. If you don't give your best effort, or you play tired, or you play lackluster, we'll get beat. We just can't make up for, we don't have, like, okay, we're not playing well, throw it to Alyssa Smith 8 times in a row. We don't have that. We need to rely on Bugs running, getting offensive rebounds, and cutting. We need to rely on great screening and reading defense and having players cut. Like, we made some really good cuts tonight because the last time we played them, we stood around a lot and watched the person with the ball. But we cut them up a little bit tonight and made the extra pass. And so that's who we have to be. And when we play, no matter who's in the game, when we play together and we execute, we can compete with anyone. Doesn't mean we're going to win every game, but I think we have a chance to be in every game.
Is there a message sent when Bugs fouled Rory on the breakaway?
I know Vic had a message. Look, Bugs might be 140 pounds soaking wet. So, like, that's not a kid that's had a technical foul, intentional foul. And even the official said to me, she made a play on the ball. Like, she absolutely went up and made a play on the ball. Contact happens. There was a lot of contact in the lane in that game. There was a lot of pushes in the back. And so, I don't, but we didn't want them to not back down. And we didn't give them anything in transition. That was a message like, hey, we ran down every time they were in transition. And whether we blocked it, whether we fouled them, whether we stripped them, we never quit on a play and just let them shoot a layup. And that is toughness. That is literally the definition of toughness, when you got to run someone down like Rory Harmon.